The first thing I would say is if we're just talking like nuggets, is when you guys do outreach, try to at least not as much focus on what your copywriting is going to be. Focus on how it's.
But if people wanted to just take some step forward to get some kind of traction, what's something that either they should do with their profile or some way that they should reach out to people? What are a few tips and tricks that you could share with people?
That's the other thing I love about what we do now too, is that I went from selling the information to now I can give away the information. So I'm whatever I tell you guys, I'm not going to hold back from anything, because it's not like, hey, I'm gonna give you the first 3 steps, and for the 4th step you have to click this link after the podcast and pay me $2,000. No, it's I'll give you guys whatever you want. So a big thing, and there's probably 2 different audiences listening right now. There's the audience that still has not like dipped their toe in the water of getting on board with LinkedIn, and they said they would in 2016, and it's still 2020 and they haven't done it yet. And then there's the people that are active on LinkedIn, have heard other LinkedIn experts, and are kind of bored with what the status quo is right now. Because right now the status quo is you create a target list on LinkedIn, and any monkey could do this. So you create a target list on LinkedIn. Whoever accepts your connection request, you spam them to death with the most boring copywriting, 3 paragraphs of like, hey, just came across your profile, thought it looked really interesting, blah, 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 blah. 3 paragraphs later, calendar link. And as if the person that they're sending that to they're the only person that's ever got a message like that before. People are getting 3 to 5 messages like that per day if you're going after a decent audience, right? So, the first thing I would say is if we're just talking like nuggets, is when you guys do outreach, try to at least not as much focus on what your copywriting is going to be. Focus on how it's physically going to look. So when you send something, you can open up the LinkedIn mobile app. You can send a voice recording to someone. Usually where if you open up the keypad where the send button would normally be on the right-hand side, there's actually a microphone icon. You hold that down and you can send an audio message to someone, and that's going to physically look different. Of all the crap in their inbox, they're going to see this audio message, and it's going to look different from everything else everyone's sending them. It's going to feel much more personalized to them. And so I would highly recommend people trying that. Leadballer is right now the only company in the world, by the way, that's able to send those at scale. So you know that, and we don't have that many clients. So you know that people aren't getting many of those. And when people see them, they're not assuming that it's automated. The other thing you could do is, if people are watching, you could like hold up a sheet of paper and it says like, hey, Steve, on the sheet of paper, so that in the thumbnail, they can actually like see their name in the video. So film a video and send that to the prospect so that they know that the message is intended for them. And again, it stands out. They get to see your face. They get to see that you're a real human being and it's not being sent by a bot. I'm on my, one of my best friends is a chiropractor. I'm on his email list. I get his emails, and even though he's one of my best friends, I never open a single one, and I don't feel bad about it at all. I don't lose any sleep. However, if someone who I didn't even like was passing by my office and they were like waving at me, and I didn't like acknowledge them, I would feel bad about that. And it's because I'm looking at a real live human being and choosing to not engage with them. That's a much harder thing to do, right? So as much as you can in your outreach, humanize your outreach as much as you possibly can. Even make it funny. Like if someone doesn't follow up, if someone doesn't respond to you, follow up with a funny GIF, because you can add GIFs to your LinkedIn messages, and type in like ghosted and see what shows up for all the GIFs. And you'll find like a funny GIF of like how the prospect has been ghosting you and stuff. So have fun with your outreach. Get a little creative in what it looks like physically, and like the first 1 to 3 second reaction that your prospect is going to have, and that's going to immediately separate you from the crowd.
Are you looking to scale your business but trying to figure out how to get your message across? Well, go to storyselling.how to grab my free course that will show you how to discover everything that you need to build your business through stories. These stories work whether it's in social media, email, or public speaking. There are 5 core stories that you'll learn. You'll be able to use all of them by the time you're done with this course. Again, that is storyselling.how. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to tune in next time.